again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow.
Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, I am Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And this is Life Redesigned. And today, Carrie, I think I have found it. I have found the hidden gem of the Thousand Trails system.
Say it isn't so. In 2022, Bob and I sold our home, my Jeep, our boat.
We sold everything. And we have nothing hitting in friends' houses.
Nothing in Penelope's penthouse, nothing in Chuck's cabin. Everything we own is in our 2023 Grand Design 22 MLE.
And that includes nothing behind an abandoned Chuck E. Cheese in the middle of Wichita, Kansas.
Woohoo!
Just putting that out there. We today, Carrie, we are in the Poconos. We are in beautiful Pennsylvania. We are having a blast here because we are reconnecting with nature. Prior to this, we've been down south, we've been out in the Midwest, and it was just hot and humid, and we're just glad to be in a place that I can walk around without my clothes sticking to me. But I'm more excited about the fact that we didn't even know this place existed. We called Thousand Trails to shift some reservations around because, well, Mama missed the kids. And they said, have you tried Timothy Lake South? And we're like, what is a Timothy Lake South? And they're like, it's right in the Poconos. And I said, well, if they have a heart-shaped hot tub, count me in. They said, they don't have that, but you'll have some good time. And boy, they weren't lying by any stretch. I'm just going to jump right into the review here. We have covered this area before. We stayed last year before going full time. We stayed at a KOA right down the road here and had a great time, and we highly recommend that for those of you who are not Thousand Trails members. I'll leave a link to that video in the video description, and if I forget to, you can just check out our playlist called Campground Reviews. It is right there. It is Delaware Water Gap, and it's highly, highly recommended. This place is no exception. Upon coming in, there is a guard shack with no guard in it, but they do have an intercom system where you push the button. Guess what, Carrie? What? They responded instantly and they said, can we help you? And we said, sure can, we're checking in. They said, pull on up to the general store building, and wow, this is where right off the bat I was like, wow, I'm home. This place has got one of the greatest buildings. If you are a fan of 70s and 80s camp comedy films, and I'm not going to name a whole bunch of them because I'm drawing a blank at the moment, but this building was something straight out of an 80s movie, and I was just waiting for Bill Murray to come coming out around the corner and just jumping out and going, hello, and he didn't do it. But they have a fire tower that's attached to the building. The color scheming, everything was just, wow, it's pretty cool. It makes you just look and you go, this is pretty neat, and I want to know more about this place, right? Especially if you're into those things. But if you're not, well, if you're in a Class A, if you're in a Class C, if you're in a fifth wheel, if you're in a pop-up, if you got a tent, if you've got just a sleeping bag and you got no friends, this is a place for you because they really have a campground or a camping spot that will accommodate anybody. And did I mention, Carrie? Yes. Of all the Thousand Trails in Pennsylvania, this is the only one that is open year-round, which means that if you want to brave the Poconos in the middle of December, you can do that here. In fact, they have tons of annuals, and the annuals that we met are super friendly. Can you believe that? Only in Pennsylvania, I'm telling you. But we're going to get right into it. We have spot number 10, and here's the thing. If you're a full-time worker or you work remote from the road and internet is a major issue for you, like it is for me, you need to be on top of the hill for one. If you can't get on top of the hill and you're at the bottom of the hill, make sure that you've got zero clearing because you're going to need it for your Starlink setup. And the reason I say Starlink is, well, 5G isn't going to get you out here. We were able to pull in a little tiny bit with Verizon in a WeBoost. T-Mobile didn't work out here. Nope. My understanding is AT&T ain't going to cut it out here. Any of those other little cheap ones, they're not going to cut it out here. Starlink is king, and you see Starlink dishes everywhere because it's a necessity. Now, if you do have Starlink and you need to work, well, you're going to be pretty happy because the download speeds here are 70 megs to 128 megs consistently, and that will, of course, depend on what time of the day, but I have never once seen it go below 70. So absolutely great. The campsite that we got, we were actually lucky to get because, well, we had to put in a little bit of work for it. When we pulled up, we're like, hey, this is the only one on top of the hill. Why is it open? And now they tell you right at the beginning, make sure you check all your hookups because you're in the Northeast and we want to make sure everything works. So do that before you get all unhitched, right? And so I did. I listened, I paid attention, and I went out there and I said, hey, I'm going to go check the electrical box. I checked the electrical box and there was a tiny little bee's nest in there. I knocked them down and boom. The next thing you know, the neighbors come out and said, you are the 4th person to pull in this spot. Everybody else saw those and took off. Oh, ain't no bees going to get past me. I was happy with that.
You're the bee's knees, honey.
I'm the bee's knees, and it's a perfect spot. Why is it the perfect spot? Because we've seen deer here, a mass amount of deer. And they're very friendly. You can get up very close to them and have a party with them if you want. Now, all that aside, let's talk about what they offer here. Aside from a campsite for pretty much any style of camping, in the annual sites, they have cabins here. And I believe a good majority of the cabins may not even be rentals. They may be annuals as well, or they're being sublet or something like that. But everybody was having a blast. And if you're not having a blast and you're doing something you shouldn't be, well, they've got a rule list. And get this, they actually enforce the rules here. They're strict about their speed limit of 5 miles an hour because they don't want people running up and down. And they have the best policy in regards to music that we have had anywhere. We could have used this in Florida.
Yeah, no kidding.
Your music is only allowed to amuse you. If your neighbors can hear it, it's too loud, and they don't play around about that. And that eliminates all the big old parties because nobody wants to bring your family camping and leave the city to have somebody bring the city here to the campgrounds. And if you know, you know. But this place is immaculate. All the grounds crew is definitely on top of everything. And I don't think I've seen but one pothole in this whole place. Now, for all you haters of Thousand Trails, you're going to be disappointed because they got this place on lock. They know what they're doing. They have everything up. And let me tell you, the other thing I noticed, Carrie.
What?
All the sites are level. Now, this is one thing that was really funny that we had just stayed in Pennsylvania Dutch country, which is about 2 hours away from here, and I had said, well, this is northeast camping because everything's on level. Until I got here, and every site is level. I've got no leveling blocks out. We just drove up, backed in, level. That's pretty good.
I like that.
You know, it's really tough to do some of these reviews when you don't have anything negative to say, right?
I know.
Because, you know, where do you go from here? Well, I've seen a lot of families having family time, which was amazing. This area does offer a little something for everyone. If you're into hiking, boy, this is a hiker's paradise with Delaware Water Gap. There are a plethora, and I'll use that word again, plethora of waterfalls in the area, some that you can pay and you'll pay dearly to go see, and others in the national park that, well, they're free. And you can go and see and enjoy because they're absolutely gorgeous. And hiking trails that go on for days. You're not into all that and you want to do shopping, well, Stroudsburg is right down the road. You get all your staples, your Targets, your Kohl's, your whatever you need. But if you need gas, Pennsylvania, holy cow. Pennsylvania gas prices can swing as much as 60 cents per gallon. We highly recommend getting gas in East Stroudsburg at the Walmart or at the Giant grocery store gas station because they were consistently about 50 cents cheaper than everywhere else around here. That's something because, boy, that's something to experience. Nothing like having an empty tank and need to fill up and go, oh my God. But that's Pennsylvania, right? You know? So we come through here, you know, it's basically your basic family campground right out of the 80s, and I love that. I will walk you through what they call comfort stations. I believe there's 3 of them on property. Okay, the comfort stations, well, I wasn't too comfortable inside them. They're basic and they meet your needs. They have a toilet. Okay, so they have a toilet, they have basic amenities. And well, they could probably use a little freshening up, but other than that, they were clean and functional. We come through, and again, you know, not much more to say here. They do have a great playground that looked to be brand new. They have a great laundry room that does use an app, or you can buy those cards. I recommend the app because everybody we talked to said the app is where it's at, and you don't have to deal with all these cards laying around. Plus, I think you get like a $6 bonus for your first $10 load, so that's good. And they also have, wow, look at this pool, Carrie. This pool is insane. This pool is constantly being utilized. Why? Because, well, the staff takes care of it and they clean it. They clean it every morning and they check the pH levels throughout the day. This is something I've only seen in Pennsylvania, so they're doing an amazing job. They also have a nice lounge, which I didn't get to record in. They have a system here where you can borrow DVDs. You can borrow some books. They also have a nice small little store. They have soda pop. They have t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff like that. The basics, you get the idea. Plenty of trash receptacles on hand. Everything fantastic. And that's all. Before the battery dies, I'm going to stop this here. I am going to turn it over to Carrie because Carrie's campfire review score. And we just want to say thank you for watching. Carrie, hit it.
All right, so campfire score, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Everything has been fantastic. It's beautiful. I have nothing else to say. It's quite honestly one of the best Thousand Trails experiences I've had thus far.
Oh, there you had it. If Carrie's got nothing more to say, it's not because I bribed her this time. It was because that's legitimately a happy camper. We like that. Well, until next time, wait. Now we'd like to thank today's sponsor. We're not accepting sponsors at this time, so if you like this kind of unfiltered, unsponsored, unscripted review, we kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to give Carrie, smash that like button, give Carrie some love, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.